Busy day today on Barry on Deck. We got a lot of sports to discuss. We'll talk about Danny Amendola, talking about who's responsible for the Patriot Way. We got to talk about the Rockets are on a roll, what they're asking for PJ Tucker, plus a whole lot more right now on Barry on Deck. LEGGOOO.
Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack. Featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Apparently, we're having some technical difficulties with the video. Big fucking surprise there. Hey, other than that, the show is starting late again, but I'm here. And I got some sleep, and I'm in a good mood, so nothing you raggedy bitches can say to me today is going to upset me. That's probably not true, but you know what? Who gives a fuck? We're rolling. I'm so excited about today's show. Lots of sports that we need to discuss on the show today. And the big thing is, I think I got the super chat notifications fixed. I think I figured it out. I think the problem is resolved. So that's kind of fun. That's exciting. We got Oliver's purr back, hopefully. We're going to find out if we do get another super chat throughout the day. You can already see, though, right here, where the fuck ever, over here. You can see D-Mata was the last super chat, and that does show up. That does register, so I feel like it's resolved. Happy Tuesday, you raggedy bitches. I hope their day is going well. Day 2 of a fast. I hope it's over fast. Oh. There it goes. It worked. Technical genius. Thank you so much. Stream Elements was telling me that their thing was broken. Turns out it was just misconfigured. Now there you go. Rev with the 99. And you can see up top right. I think I need to bump up like the size of that. Who doesn't want a bigger size, right? Okay. So I think that'll fix that. There we go. Yeah. So there you go. Thank you for everybody. Thank you, Truck Driver Pookie, for the Oliver check. Jimmy John and the Reverend for the Oliver check. Fuck it, let's get to the chat, shall we? Right away, we've got Gregory Vega Jr. in the building with the Triple Crown. He got in first. He's the greatest deckhead of all time for the next 2 hours. Plus, he got in his first like and the first super chat. Gregory Vega Jr., thank you very much for being an amazing human being. Look, Jeff Bell tried to cock block. He's like, bam! Sorry, Jeff, you were late. D-Mata, as much as D-Mata bitches about the cock blocking, then he's late trying to cock block. Hilarious. That's called karma, D-Mata. But thank you all for the super chats. Thank you all for trying not to allow there to be any triple crowns. And congrats to Gregory Vega Jr. for actually getting in the Triple Crown. That's outstanding. So let's do the chat. I see Jeff Bell. I see Ray Lucio. What up, bro? Eric Elman's in the building. Jesus Perez is here. Sup, Barry and the Deckheads. Keith Sager, good day, sir. D-Mata's here. Uriel Villanueva. G-Man. Francisco Abarca's in the building. Who else? Donna Early. Hi, Donna. Good to see you. Chris Davis is here. Truck Driver Pookie. Rick C. Eric Resendez. What's up, player? Team Nada was so mad about not getting the Triple Crown. Look at the anger. I'll dig it. Who else is here? John Dory, Steven the Weather Guy with his annual, or I should say daily, not annual, but daily weather report. Current conditions at BiffNet World Headquarters, 3 degrees, dew point 32 degrees, clear skies, 100% chance the NCAA football game comeback is the best news of the year. Praise Jesus. We're going to talk about that, Uzi. I've got some ideas for that. Hello, lovelies. What's up, CC Wallace Wiltz? Who else is here? Justin Kelm. What's up, dog? Aaron Little, Brandon Martinez, Rudolph Rodriguez, Jen. Hi, Jen. I got some news for y'all. Jen's killing it. What's up, Sylvia? Can we talk about Sylvia for 1 second? If you don't know, Sylvia has been assisting in the comments section of this show every single day. Her and Joe Pro pretty good about leaving a comment every single day, which does help this show with the algorithm. So I've seen CC showing up more often. A lot of you Rowan is always in there leaving comments. A lot of you have started showing up more. And honest to God, I thank you so much because it really does help in the long run. But Joe Pro had a great point about Sylvia showing up. She leaves like a synopsis of the show notes, and she gives her opinions on it, and it's badass. So it's worth, if you miss a show, first thing you should do, hop in the comments section, read Sylvia's comment, and then you know exactly what the show was about for the day. She does a great job of it. So Sylvia, thank you so much for continuing to post comments. I really appreciate it. Dr. Dre is the first doctor in the house. Mark G is in the building. Hope things are well, buddy. Marty Z is here. Alan Denson. Who else? Richard Vales. All right, let's get to it. Brandon Hannon, what up? I don't know what happened, but the Reverend's like, probably when he sees the same late joke on day 200 in a row. So I don't know what it was, but fuck y'all. Walt in the building. Look, I'm going to move this down here. Here's the thing. I am about to switch software pretty soon. Okay. And that's going to happen hopefully sooner rather than later. And one thing I'm going to change is the comments are going to show up down there from now on. So maybe I'll just move that down there for the day and just see how it goes. Yeah. Let's check it out. All right, let's get the show started. Fuck it. Let's quit bullshit. First thing on the deck, by the way. You guys hear that? Hold on. Oh, of course it stopped right when I tried to do it. My stomach is growling like a motherfucker. Oh my God. So I started fasting Sunday at 7 p.m. and I haven't eaten since that time. It's now 2:11 on a Tuesday. So I am on, it keeps track. I have this little app that's like keeps track of my fasting times or whatever. I have been fasting for 23 hours plus the 18 that I was scheduled to fast. No shot time, Marty. No, I'm not doing any shots. Can y'all hear this? I need to set up a separate microphone just for my stomach. It's loud as fuck. I need to get y'all there. I need to record that. Why are you listening to your balls? This is my stomach, you raggedy bitch. Pay attention. No, it's not penis ASMR, you freaks. Anyways, look, that's after my 18 hours of fasting. I have gone another 23. I was supposed to be done fasting if I was doing like an 18-hour fast. I was supposed to be done yesterday at 3 o'clock. But we're rolling at least until tonight. Now, I'm supposed to be in ketosis. I have these strips to check, but I think they're expired. So I don't know if it'll ever give me an accurate reading or not. So fuck it. We're just going to go 48 hours and then start eating and sans carbs. It's what we're doing. I got a message on Facebook. Thank you, Jibby John. I will check that out. Just not right now because I'm in the middle of the show. But I will check it out. Hopefully at a break or something like that. So speaking of updates for the show, let's talk a little fantasy basketball first, and then I have updates for you guys about the Super Bowl watch party this weekend. Oh yeah, we're making moves already, bitches. Actually, I should say big game watch party. Fuck the NFL. Anyways, week 6 scoreboard for your fantasy basketball. Here it is. Lots of points being scored. I think they play each other for the whole week. Look, Reverend is the worst goddamn fantasy basketball player on the planet, and I have the proof. So here's your scoreboard. You got, the Harden Dad Bods, the H-Town Sicko Mode, Beaumont Sharks. No problems. Get it? N-O, New Orleans, Walt, BiffNet Dream Shakers, and Schaus Garza. I don't know what that means. Those are the winners for the week. But let's take a look at the standings, shall we? There you go. In the East, the BiffNet Dream Shakers, my girl, Sylvia, whooping all these fools in fail. Oh, where you at, White Magic? 2-4. God, that's terrible. That is awful. Truck driver Pookie sucks. I hate you, House. Sylvia over here killing the fucking game. Only one with a better record is Walt at 6-0. He's the fantasy genius of the deckheads. I'm telling you right now, Walt always killing it. But Walt is 6-0. Sylvia's 5-1. Both of them leading their respective divisions. Over in the East, you got H-Town Sicko Mode, aka Brandon Martinez at 4-2, tied with Charles Garza at 4-2. Black Sheep is 3-3. White Magic, Mr. Basketball, Mr. I play basketball and I'll dunk on everybody. Over here, sitting at a raggedy ass 2-4. And then you've got Truck Driver Pookie at 1-5. He said, at least I'm not the Reverend. Well, that's a true statement there. You're definitely not the Reverend because he hasn't won a game or a week yet. Walt at 6-0. Lil Uzi is at 5-1. Total Dallas at 3-3. KD, the other Mr. Basketball. Look at that. The two guys that talk the most shit about how much they know and can play basketball are both 2-4. That's called internet justice, folks. Riley DeLisandre is 5, and the Reverend Lord Chris Householder III. He said, Rev, make me a co-owner. It can't hurt. Well, fuck no, it can't hurt. You can't win. You can't not win any more than 0. He's not going to get a -1 in the win column. That's called a loss. Oh my God, CZ, that's hilarious. Brandon said Sylvia's a beat. She's fucking killing the game, dude. I'm loving it. That's awesome. Well, watch out. Brandon's in striking distance. Wake Reaper said, damn, how did I miss the fantasy? That's fantasy basketball, not fantasy football. This is fantasy basketball, and it's on the Discord. If you're not active on the Discord, people, if you are not active on the Discord, that's how you miss this stuff, okay? Like, that's the whole purpose of the Discord. We come together as a community and a family, and we do fun shit like fantasy basketball, and then we talk about it on the show. So get your ass on the Discord. By the way, only way to get on the Discord is to join the Patreon, and I've lost all the damn Patreon slides. But go to patreon.com/Barry on Deck. There's 2 tiers, 5 and 10. You can join. You can support me and the show all at the same time and ensure we're around for a very, very long time by doing so. So that's how you do it. We're not doing fantasy F1 D-Mata. Are you trying to bore the shit out of everybody? A fantasy Formula 1 team? Oh my God. Kill me now. I'd rather play fantasy tennis than some dumb shit like that. And I like Formula 1. Not enough for fantasy though. All right. Some other show updates for you guys. Let's talk about the big game watch party. Can we do wrestling talk? Oh, funny you should mention that. Roush, thank you for the super chat. We are definitely going to get to that. I promise you. That'll be the first sports topic that we have. Best dual athlete. Oh, you're saying it's Bo Jackson. Do I agree? We'll just have to wait a second and find out. Well, in fact, we'll do it right after the headlines. It'll be the first topic I hit because this came up on the Discord. Who was the better dual sport athlete? Is it Bo Jackson or just they just asked? They didn't give me any names. They just said, who do I think is the best dual sport athlete? Well, I'll tell you this before we get into it. I think it comes down to Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders. You can miss me with that Michael Jordan shit. You can miss me with that Jim Brown played lacrosse shit. Miss me with all that. We're coming down to 2 people. Walt you fuck for sure would dominate F1. I don't know, you and D-Mata, but it'd be close. But I hate to tell you guys this. No one gives a shit about Formula 1. And the funny thing about this wrestling talk is I was, what was I doing? I don't know. I don't remember what I was doing. I was watching something. And I ended up, you ever go down that YouTube rabbit hole or that rabbit hole of an old topic? I ended up going back and looking at old school wrestling videos and watching the Von Erichs versus the Freebirds. What was it called not on Easy Street, but maybe it was Easy Street. I don't know. But I ended up watching old Junkyard Dog videos and I'm willing to talk old school wrestling. I'm willing to talk Superfly Snuka versus Coco Beware. Who was the better high fly? I'm not willing to talk this modern day bullshit wrestling. I don't like it. I actually prefer it more when they pretended it was real. Now, but no, we're not gonna have a lot of wrestling talk on this show. Okay, so, and yes, guys, just throw out all the names you want on wrestlers in the chat. We're moving on. Let's talk about the big game watch party. Because the way this came about is I was talking to Chinadu and he was like, dude, you got to do watch parties. You're a sports guy. It doesn't make sense for you to not have watch parties for people to hang out with and watch the games with you. So I was like, okay. So yesterday while I was up at 3 a.m, I was like, you know what? Let's just do a watch party for Super Bowl. Let's just try one and see how it goes. So we're going to do a big game watch party and you guys are invited. I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to do a pregame on Facebook and then we're going to hop over on Twitch and watch the entire big game on Twitch and that way. I haven't decided yet fully, but I think that's the plan right now. Here's the cool thing. Pay attention. Stop posting about wrestlers. No one gives a fuck. Pay attention. This is important, people. There are going to be 3 main activities for the watch party, for the big game Barry on Deck watch party. Number 1, obviously we have the squares, but that's not, that's there, but that's not. You'll be paid, by the way, by Jen immediately. When you win a quarter, you're going to get your money. Here's the thing. Number one, we are going to do a recipe swap. And what that means is if you want in on it, what we're going to do is you're going to email Jen at barryondeck.com. Do I have that listed here? I do not. Let me just throw that up here. Jen at barryondeck.com. You're going to email her. Let me shrink that down. There it is, right there. Jen at barryondeck.com. Send Jen an email along with your name and a recipe. And just say, hey, it's truck driver Pookie. It's whoever. And this is the recipe that I want to enter. The way this is going to work is it's a recipe swap, almost like a recipe challenge. So you're going to be randomly paired with somebody else that entered. They're going to make your recipe. You're going to make their recipe. And then on pregame, we're going to have you guys eat it and talk about them. And what I'm thinking about doing is bringing you both on the pregame show to talk about the other person's recipes. You'll have like 2 minutes, 1 minute each. We'll put you on screen and I'll say, all right, truck driver Pookie, go. You had to make Chris Householder's recipe. What did it taste like? And you'd be like, it tasted like dog shit and I hated it. Or you can be like, it was amazing. Or you can just be like, fuck cauliflower wings. Those are ridiculous. Whatever, but you'll get 1 minute each and then get the fuck out. But I'm thinking that's how we're going to do this recipe swap challenge. All right. So email Jen at barryondeck.com. That's going to be on the pregame show, not postgame, because you will all be shit-faced. And I am not streaming with a bunch of drunk people. It's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. Not live. I'll stream chat with you. But I'm not putting a bunch of drunks live on my streams. Not happening. So, pregame, probably an hour before the Super Bowl starts. We'll kick off a pregame show for an hour, and that'll be what we do. That'll be part of it. Now, number 2 on the list that we're going to do. Hal says, when are recipes going out? Need time to prepare. So all that'll happen on Friday. Steve said, oh boy, wait for my what? My fish casserole. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I don't know what that means. These should be things like appetizers, Jen said, by the way. Stop trying to get fancy, motherfuckers. Ain't nobody making no steak tartare for Super Bowl. Chill the fuck out, okay? Anyways, email Jen at barryondeck.com. They should be appetizers. Don't go crazy. And then we're going to do like a recipe challenge, okay? And we'll do that pregame. Now, the second thing we're going to do is trivia. We're going to do trivia during the Super Bowl. So I'll randomly ask a trivia question. You'll have first person to answer it. And by the way, I'm not going to do none of this Google shit. So it's going to be you're going to have to know the answer off the top of your head. Somebody will have 15 seconds to respond. That's it. You'll have 15 seconds to answer the question right. And if we don't get a winner, we don't get a winner. And what I'll have is a prize wheel. So throughout the watch party, I'll be asking trivia questions. If we do get a winner, I'll spin the prize wheel and you'll win that prize. It could be a Barry on Deck sticker. It could be a shirt. It could be a beanie, a Christmas ornament, whatever I have in swag, and maybe a little cash. Maybe, if that's legal. I'll put that on the wheel. And then, so that'll be that. We'll have trivia questions throughout during the Super Bowl, the super game, big game. Fuck, watch party. Fuck me, shit. All right, now, the third one that I'm really excited about, we're going to be playing Super Game Bingo. I almost fucked that up. We're going to be playing Big Game Bingo. We're going to have bingo cards. And on these bingo cards will be various things like, if they show Giselle, if they show Tom Brady's wife, mark your bingo card. If they show a Budweiser commercial and it's on your bingo card, mark it. And the first one to get an X, or I don't know, maybe I'll just do like 2 triangles or something like that for the Barry on Deck. Maybe I'll do the chevron or arrow or whatever. We'll figure it out. Anyways, we're going to have bingo. We're going to do the recipe swap. We're going to have trivia. Plus, we already have the Super Bowl squares that a lot of you are in. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a reason for you to hang out, hang with me on Twitch as we watch the big game together. I think, listen, I think I've even convinced Nora to be in the same room with me. What? You guys have no idea what this took. You have no idea, but I think now she doesn't want to be on camera. I'm being interrupted by my stomach. It's so loud right now. That was fancy. I got Nora to maybe sit in the same room with me because I really enjoy watching the Super Bowl with my wife. I do. She's fun to watch it with. We talk about the commercials. She's probably not going to be on camera at all. Like she may pass by going to get some food, and I told her that that's possible. So we're going to see. Now, the one thing I have to figure out. Yeah, you're right. Nora's watching the big game with us. The one thing we have to figure out is I may have to run like headphones for her and me. Or maybe she probably, but I can't have the audio going out over the stream. I think that would be a violation of some sort. I'm 99.99% sure. Now, I will tell you this, no, I'm not doing play-by-play. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do play-by-play. We'll be talking about the game. I'm going to be assuming that you guys are watching what I'm watching. So I'll be making comments or just, there's going to be moments of silence where we're just watching the game unfold. And yes, we'll be talking. I'll probably have to have headphones on. Yes, it is going to be turnt, you raggedy bitch. I can't believe you're not showing up tonight, Wessling. By the way, guys, John Wessling bailed on us for Among Us tonight. Yeah, he's going to an open mic. This motherfucker bailed on us for practice. Practice. We talk about practice, not a show. Not a show. Practice. We're talking about practice. It's going to be fun. All right. It's going to be a good time. Oh, Rev. No, I need somebody funny, Rev. Oh, I see. No, it's too late, Wessling. I don't want to hear your sob story ass bullshit. He bailed on us, guys. He bailed on us, and I'll never forget him for it. Anyways, get in on the recipe swap. We're going to have trivia. We're going to have bingo cards. That's going to be available. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to this watch party. And by the way, depending on how it goes, depending on how many people show up, how effective and fun it is, and if it's too much, but this might be a regular occurrence going forward. For example, I'm not going to do every Rockets game, but I might do a Rockets game once a week. I definitely do Rockets playoffs games. I might do some Astros baseball watch parties. I will for sure next season do Texans watch parties. So this could be a thing going forward. So let's make it work. And yes, I do have to. Way to break the goddamn news, Westling. We were trying to wait. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, if you guys didn't know, Shock's not going to be able to make it for a while. He's on hiatus from Food of Ages, but we're keeping it rolling. And John Westling has been nice enough to agree to fill in for Shock until he can make it back. So Food of Ages will continue, but instead of me and Shock, it's going to be me and Westling doing Food of Ages from here until Shock can make it back. So there's some more breaking news. My stomach is, oh my God, growling so much. D-Mata, that sounds awful. Leave F1 out of Barry on Deck forever. Stop it. What is this? I thought President's Day is following week. I don't even know what that means. That makes no sense whatsoever. I don't understand you. Why is this so high? Is my, let's see. Let's lower this and see what happens. I like that better. Got a little space at the top. Monday is not a holiday. Is it a holiday? I don't think so. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. Marty says, stop dicking around and invite everybody to your house. No. Are you crazy? Look, I'll be honest with you. Now, you want a real bomb? One of the things that was discussed. No shit. I gotta get Flex Cam in the right position over here, guys. Sorry. I'm not gonna lie. One of the things that was discussed at one point. So I've been wanting to do a Barry on Deck 1 year anniversary party, but with COVID and everything else, it's just not going to happen. So I'm unable to plan this because I don't know if we're ever going to be out of this pandemic. But the goal was to plan a party around May, because the 1 year anniversary of Barry on Deck is May 11th. And I wanted to have a watch party on or not a watch party, but an anniversary party on the 15th, which would have been a Saturday. And when I talked to Nora about it, one of the things that was discussed would have been just having it here at the Casa, which I thought would have been pretty cool. So that may or may not still happen. I don't know. I mean, obviously with the pandemic, we're not going to do it, but if we can get through the pandemic, and maybe we'll do a 2 year anniversary party. But I, honest to God, wanted to, my vision for the party was to have a get together where we all can have some food and adult beverages and play some games, whether it's shirtless volleyball, cornhole, no jokes. And then I plan to do a comedy show where I would be on it and maybe bring in, if he wanted to, obviously I'd have to pay him because he's, super fancy, but Westling and Trey Tutson, some of the comedians that that are your favorite guests. So this was all in the works, and then COVID happened, and now it's not going to happen. And no, not window shooting. Not window shooting. And now we're not doing it in my house. No goddamn way do I trust you. Anyways, that was part of the plan, but that's not going to happen for a while. But one of the lamb bombs was Nora was actually pretty cool in agreeing that maybe we just do it here. This was also a discussion, is that maybe we just do it over at Kobo's. So that's still on the table, because if we do it outdoors, it may still be possible. I don't know yet. So a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes that I don't really talk about. I mean, actually, I have people telling me that I share too much with you guys. They're like, stop involving everybody and everything. I'm like, I like that though. I'm that kind of person. I like to keep you guys involved and in the loop and, get your opinions and suggestions. I don't use it all. I don't use them all. Some of it is stupid as fuck. Some of you have the worst suggestions ever, but I appreciate all of them. Doesn't mean I'm going to use them, but I appreciate them. And no, I won't even go to Kobo's right now because of the pandemic, because I promised Nora that I won't go out unless I absolutely have to until she gets vaccinated. Her second one, by the way, Thursday. Yes. She's probably going to be sick, though, so that sucks. But she is going to be vaccinated, get her second. She got her first shot 4 or 6 weeks ago. She's getting her second one, and then it takes like a week or two to be. So I'm excited about that because I don't have to worry about my baby getting sick. Rest of it, I don't care about. So that's all the show stuff I think I have. I think I'm caught up here. I've babbled enough. Let's see. Fantasy basketball updates, watch party update. I'm getting my mic over here when I talk to this screen. Show updates. Yeah, we're good. Okay, let's get to the sports. Jesus Christ, it's 2:34. Hey, before we get to the sports, though, I do need to take a second to tell you guys about Dan's Seafood and Wings. You want some delicious food? You want to cheat for the big game? Just go get Dan's. Oh my God. It is some of the absolute best seafood in the city of Houston, hands down. And if you want it, then you need to get over to Dan's. Go to eatadans.com. They have 2 locations for you. If you can't remember what I'm telling you, one of them is on the southwest side of Houston, South Gessner. The other one is on the northeast side of Houston on Uvalde. That's the one I always go to. I love Dan's. Look, even Francisco loves Dan's. He'll tell you it's amazeballs. You're going to love it. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Eat at Dan's on Instagram. Eat at Dan's 1 on Facebook. Boiled spicy shrimp, the barbecue shrimp, New Orleans style barbecue shrimp, grilled platters, lo mein, which Francisco and Nora both love. She's partial to the boiled spicy shrimp, but dug the lo mein. I've had their fried rice. I've had their wings. Guys, it's all delicious. It's all amazing. And it's all made fresh and delicious just for you. So do yourself a favor. Get out to Dan's. Check them out. Eatatdans.com. Eatatdans.com. And when you're there, please do me a favor. Tell them you heard about it on Barry on Deck. All right. Let's get to the sports headlines as I promised you. Here you go. I've got a few of them for you. I've got quite a few here for you. Let me get this. I got to figure this out because maybe I'd do it up there. Oh, yeah, Dad. Don't say it like that. That got weird. I'll just do it up there. That works. Okay. Oh, my God. Did you guys hear that? That's crazy. And my stomach is just going absolutely batshit bonkers right now. Matthew Curler said, should have Oliver pick the Super Bowl winner. Ooh. That's not a bad idea. I don't know how I would do that. Maybe I could put two bowls of food. That's a good idea, Matthew. I got to write that down. By the way, Nora gave me a Post-it note holder with a bunch of pink Post-it notes. So there we go. I like that idea. Oliver pick the winner. Good idea, Matthew. See? Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jen. I like this. Some of your ideas are great. Some of them, fucking awful. So here we go. Back to your sports headlines. Damn it, I got so much shit up here that I need to get rid of. I'm going to move Jen's, since I'm always using her email, I'll move it up to the saved section. All right. Sports headlines. Here we go. I can do this, people. Fear not. I can do this. The MLB Players Association has rejected the offer to shorten the season. They wanted to play 154 games, did the owners, and the players are like, nah, fam, we want all our money, big boys. We want all our money, so pay us. So they have rejected that offer, and well, that's par for the course. It's par for the course for Major League Baseball Players Association. They never play fair. They're always like, the owners are rich, man. Yeah, well, you're getting rich too. Shut the fuck up and play ball, okay? Stop trying to, I hate this. And it's not a shut up and dribble situation. Don't put words in my mouth. What this is about is their skepticism of the owners 24/7. Do I think the owners are the most honest people in the world? No, I don't. But the fact of the matter is, you're still getting paid a lot of money to play a game. And if you don't have owners to own these teams, you don't have a job. So maybe sometimes it wouldn't be so bad if you gave just, but the players are always worried about, nope. We want our money. Well, get your money. But there's also the ability to compromise. And the Major League Baseball Players Association seriously needs to learn how to compromise more. Sources are saying that the NBA and the union are working toward a March 7th All-Star game. They've been talking about that, how they're going to get players in and out of the All-Star game and not have it linger as long as it normally is because of COVID concerns. The Chiefs' Sammy Watkins is optimistic about playing versus the Bucs in the Super Bowl. He's saying, look, I think I'm going to be healthy. I don't know if I'm going to be 85%, 95%, or 100%, but I'm trying to get there, and I'm very optimistic that I'll be able to play. So that's good news if you are a Chiefs fan. Fans ejected after a spat with LeBron in Atlanta. Not a COVID cough. I don't know if you heard about this, but some Instagram hoe. I mean, let's be real. You're not a model just because you have pictures on Instagram where you're in a bikini. You're not a model. I'm an Instagram model. No, you're an Instagram hoe. There's a difference. All right. There's a big difference. Being on Instagram with pictures of you half naked doesn't make you a model. It's Bad News Tuesday. But she was courtside with her 95-year-old husband. I don't know. She's 22. He looks 108, but he's buff. He's a big guy. Yeah, she needed her 15 minutes of fame. Look, I was going to get pictures and links and all that. And I was like, man, fuck this. I'm not doing that. No, you know what's sad is apparently she's got like 50,000 followers on Instagram. How does she only have 500 YouTube subscribers? And the crazy thing is she's got some videos with 50,000 views, 500 subscribers. Something seems weird here. Nonetheless, she got thrown out and she's got her 15 minutes, but it was the cool thing about this is when she got thrown out, LeBron afterwards was like, yeah, it got chippy. Me and her husband were jawing back and forth. No big deal. That happens. He said the problem was I think they both had a little too much to drink, so there were safety concerns. But LeBron said, I do not think they should have been thrown out. And good for LeBron. Good for LeBron. He's like, look, I don't think it was warranted them being thrown out, but they did because the referees have to do what they have to do. Hogan saying, I hate hecklers under any circumstance in any and all venues. Amen. I mean, you can yell and you can, boo and cheer and do all those things. That's what fans do. But there's a difference of sitting courtside and standing up and video recording it and yelling things to that level. I don't have a problem with fans yelling shit, though. I think there is a difference. Not at a comedy show. Pistons Nuggets game was postponed a mere couple of minutes before tip-off. While they were in film study before the game, the Pistons found out that somebody on their squad had either tested positive or inconclusive, which they're now canceling games for inconclusive tests. Yeah, pretty wild. They are calling her the courtside Karen, by the way. 713 Hooligan, which is pretty goddamn hilarious. And somebody else posted, she's lucky LeBron's wife wasn't there. She'd have probably checked the shit out of that lady. Facts. So the Detroit-Denver game was postponed. Dolphins are promoting Eric Studsville. Where are you from, Stud? I'm from Studsville. Eric, is it Studsville or I'm guessing it's Studsville. I have no idea. Eric, and then George Godsey. Does that sound familiar? Oh, Jesus, they're doomed. George fucking Godsey. Yeah, of Texans fame. Dolphins are in trouble. And they're co-coordinators. So there's not one OC now, there's two OCs. Oh, good. Yeah, I would agree. That chances are she probably is a bitch. And anybody out there like, oh my God, let's cancel Barry. You call a woman a bitch. Do you know how many men I call bitches on a daily basis? I will say it again. I say it often. Bitch is a gender neutral term for me. Okay? And yes, women can be bitches and men can be bitches too. So settle the fuck down because I called a woman a bitch. It happens. I call myself a bitch. I call dudes bitches. I've called my mom a bitch on stage as part of a joke. Relax, people. Now, okay, I'm not going to get myself canceled for you bitches. Hey, let's talk a little bit about the Rockets because the Rockets are absolutely rolling right now. Irma Gerd, are you watching this team? 6 in a row, second longest win streak in basketball. 7, by the way, if you're counting, is the longest. I believe is the Nuggets I saw was the longest win streak. Rockets rolling. Another 48-point quarter for this team, shooting threes out their b-hole. It's crazy. And look, it's pretty interesting. And House is over here yelling trade PJ. And the interesting thing about that is, y'all want to know what so Brian Windhorse, is leaking out what the Rockets are asking for PJ Tucker. And it's either a first-round pick or 3 second-round picks. I'm sorry. PJ Tucker's not worth either of those. If you get a second-round pick, cool. That's it. No, 3 seconds. He's not worth a first-round pick, but they're asking for 3 second-rounders, according to Brian Windhorst. It's crazy. That's a lot of draft capital for a guy that's going to go out and give you a 3 and 3. He might knock down 3 threes. He's going to score maybe 3 points. He's going to get 3 rebounds. He's going to get 3 personal fouls. He might end up being a +3 in the plus-minus ratio for players. PJ Tucker has seen better days. If the Rockets trade him, I'm fine with that. This is a new look team. There's a lot to be excited about. I'm not going to say this is an uber talented team, but I don't think TJ fits this locker room. After you've got some trades made and you're working on chemistry, and now these guys, they're starting to gel. I don't know that PJ Tucker fits. Rev said, but what about that one hustle play a game, Barry? Yeah. I think you're okay. Go look at this man's numbers. Don't make me pull them up. It's pretty bad. And people are like, yeah, but all the stuff he does isn't in the box score. Well, that used to be true. But the few games that I've watched, PJ Tucker has been a non-factor. He's been bullied down low in the blocks. He hasn't shot well from the corner, even though last night he shot pretty well. Everybody did. DeMarcus Cousins was 4 or 5, I think. Eric Gordon went 4 or 5. You got 2 guys on your bench that can come in and score. This Rockets team, now that they're gelling and playing together, are starting to show improvement and look like a viable contender. They're already 10-9. At one point, we were talking about them being 4-9. They rattled off 6 in a row. They're 10-9. They're above 500. They're tied with Portland for the 8th seed in the West already. There's a lot to be hopeful for. I'm not going to say this is a great team, but I'm going to tell you I think they finish anywhere from 5 through 8 in the playoffs, in the standings. They have enough talent to make the playoffs in the West. I do believe that. I don't think they'll do much with it, but here's the crazy thing, is they've got the type of talent that you need where they can play with either type of team. Now, I'm not going to tell you DeMarcus Cousins is going to be able to hold AD or Christian Wood for that matter, although Christian Wood a little more athletic to be able to do that. But if you get one of those big, fives that wants to slow the game down and play down low, DeMarcus Cousins can help you in that regard. If you get an athletic big, Christian Wood can help you in that regard. You can always go small ball. They still do that. Their backcourt, probably the best defensive backcourt they've had in a really long time with Wall and Oladipo. This is a team that can play, that can match the game that others play. Now, do they have the same talent as the Lakers or the Clippers or the Nuggets or the Jazz? Not necessarily. But I don't think they're going to get blown out. It's not going to be 30-point losses 4 in a row and they're bounced. They're going to give some teams some fits. Whether they get out of the first round or not, I don't know. But I think this is a better basketball team than we would have thought. And I'm just glad that they're having some success now that they've gotten rid of James Harden. And now we're starting to see them vibe. 2 games in a row, 48 points in a quarter. 3rd highest total in franchise history for a quarter. Pretty wild. Sergio's just throwing out wild Deshaun Watson trades in the chat. Would you take this for Watson? 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, Derek Carr and Henry Ruggs. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. I would. In a heartbeat. Yes. Next. All right. So there's your Rocket stuff. Now let's get to what everybody wants to talk about for this show. Who's better? Who's better? Is it Dion or Bo Jackson? Who is the better multi-sport athlete? This was a question that was asked on the Discord server. I believe White Magic had the discussion. He said, I'd like to know what Barry thinks. And I say, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't read half of this shit that y'all post because it's, Y'all are wild. By the way, I didn't mention this. The XP winner for the month of January was Steve-O, Hugh. Y'all know him as Hugh or Steve-O. So he won XP for January. I'm still on the fence of whether I'm going to do XP. I might kill it after the 1 year anniversary of XP and then just do cumulative XP forever and say, fuck it. We're going to have a year of winners. So XP probably goes away at the end of May. Don't cry, bitches. The point of the XP was to get you guys to participate on the Discord, but I think some of you just attention whore it out just because. And that's not the point of the Discord. I just want you guys to be active and enjoy it, conversate with each other. But goddamn, I think some of you just post to post and it gets a little annoying. Conversate. Don't attention whore. Look, a lot of y'all are like, kill it, kill it, kill it. I am. We're going to go for a year. End of May will be the XP winner. That way we will have June through May, 1 year of XP, and we'll be done. Nobody can win twice. We'll have 12 winners. We'll be good. Josh says Jackson is one of the top 5 athletes of all time. Dion who? Okay. I'm going to tell you that I disagree with this. White Magic said, how is Charlie Ward not on your list? What? Who did Charlie Ward play for in the NFL? Let's see. Pro football, Charlie Ward. Charlie Ward played for, in the NFL, he played for, I can't find it. Huh. Oh, he didn't. That was why you wanted to do this? So you could argue with me in the chat about Charlie fucking Ward? A phenomenal two-way player in college, but there's plenty of those. We're talking about professional athletes. The highest level of sport. The NBA, the NFL, and Major League Baseball. Fucking NCAA, where he's playing clowns on a regular basis that wouldn't even make the fucking G League. Get out of here with that horse shit, White Magic. Charlie Ward is not one of the best or the best two-way sports players of all time. As a pro athlete, as a college player, sure, but there's fucking millions of those. Millions of them. Get out of here, Charlie Ward. There's 2 names that you talk about as two-way professional sports athletes. That's it. 2. Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders. That's it. But I do understand your point, though. I mean, look, Charlie Ward was pretty good at basketball. Really good at football in college. Maybe if we were going to say who is the best two-way athlete in college of all time, for sure. But I think this is talking about, in general, the best of all time. And you have to narrow that list down to pro athletes only. If it was college, legitimately White Magic could have a great case for Charlie Ward. But this comes down to 2 guys. Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders. And I'm going to tell you guys that I think, in my opinion, D-Model, why are you throwing out random shit like Bob Hayes? No one gives a fuck about old ass Bob Hayes. Who gives a fuck? Bob Hayes is good. No, it's not. Bob Hayes. Man, if y'all don't go sit down with these raggedy ass answers. My answer, in my opinion, the greatest two-sport professional athlete in the history of sports is Deion Sanders. Here's why. Settle down, bitches. Settle down, Josh. And everybody else, settle down. Here's why my answer is Deion. Now, let me preface this by saying one thing. Deion had the better career. I think athletically, if you're just talking about pure athleticism, there's no doubt Bo Jackson might be the greatest athlete of all time. Specifically when it comes to the big 3 sports. Deion was not a better athlete than Bo Jackson. He had the better career. He was the best two-way player just based on accolades, achievements, numbers, and longevity. And that's why I give him that. Now, look, Deion never made an all-star in baseball. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me close this. I want to show you guys what I'm basing this on and take a look at some of this stuff. Take a look at this with me. And I wonder if I could split my screen here. I doubt it. So what we're looking at here, this is Deion Sanders' numbers as a professional baseball player. He had a 5.5 WAR. He played in 2,123 games. Compare that with Bo Jackson. Played in relatively the same amount of games, 2,393. So about 300 more, about, a couple seasons more in baseball overall as far as games played. He had an 8.3 WAR. Bo Jackson was an all-star in 1989. He was also 10th in the MVP voting in baseball. The problem is when you look at Deion Sanders' career in baseball, he started playing in 89 and played all the way through 2001. He was a football player first. All right. He led the league in triples, and he was 1 year, and he led the league in caught stealing 1 year, but he had 38 steals. So when you look at his numbers, he hit 263. Bo Jackson hit 250, but he was a power hitter. He had 141 home runs versus Deion's 40. Bo Jackson's OPS was a 784. Deion's was a 711. That's pretty close and not bad for a guy that's not a power hitter. So that's baseball. That's how they stack up. Deion was never an all-star, and that's okay. Now let's take a look at football. The problem here is that Bo Jackson only played in 4 seasons. He was a Pro Bowl selection in his final season where he didn't start a game, but he played in 10 games. And he averaged 5.6 yards a carry. He averaged 5.4 for his career. It's pretty good. 16 touchdowns, so he averaged about 4 touchdowns a game for his career. I mean, that's pretty good. He had a couple of long runs. We all remember the run that he had where he ran over the balls. The one that he ran through the fucking tunnel. We all remember those runs. There was some prolific runs in his resume. But now take a look at Deion's football career. Not only did he play in several years in baseball, but in his football career, Deion made the Pro Bowl from 1991 to 1999 and never missed one. Let me scroll up here. Made the Pro Bowl from 91 to 99. That's pretty damn good. He was first team All-Pro 6 times. That's pretty damn good. He led the league in interception yards and touchdowns in 1994. He had the long defensive interception in 1990. Still had a 93-yarder, which wasn't even the longest that season. Here's the thing, though, and this is, to me, what separates all this. Because you could say, oh, yeah, but he never made the All-Star team or MVP voting, and that's true, but he had more Pro Bowls and first-team All-Pros than Bo Jackson did. But here's the difference to me, folks. They each played baseball. And, for the most part, Deion played mostly center field. Bo mostly left field. Had a cannon of an arm. Deion was fast as fuck. Here's the difference to me. Deion played corner, but he also played some receiver. And he was also a dynamic kick and punt returner. So not only did Deion play 2 sports, he played both ways in one of those sports, and Bo never did that. Bo never played linebacker. Bo was a dominant running back when he had the ball in his hands. He was amazing. But you got to understand, Deion, it wasn't a lockdown corner, but you didn't throw at Deion a lot. Now, it wasn't a great tackler. But everybody knows you don't throw at Deion, or if he intercepts it, he's liable to take it to the house. Also, you could line him up as a receiver. He had touchdown catches. He had 70-yard touchdown catches. It's crazy. And he returned punts and kicks. So he played baseball, he played football, and he was a three-way player in football. Name somebody who's done that. Bo Jackson hasn't done that. Plenty of people have played 2 sports, But, and look, outside of pitchers, outside of somebody pitching and playing the field, which rarely ever happens, nobody plays two ways in football anymore. It's so rare. Maybe one guy a year will play a little bit offense and defense. Deion did it, and I'll show you. Let's look at his offensive numbers in case you think I'm full of shit. Here's his punt and kick returns. Several times he led the league in punt return touchdowns and kick return touchdowns. He had 1,000 kick return yards in 1 year. 19 to think about that. 1,000 kick return yards in 1 year. That's fucking insane. There's his punt return numbers. Then we could go down here to his receiving. He never led the league in anything receiving, but look, 1 year in Atlanta, he had 10 targets, 6 catches, and a touchdown, 106 yards, averaged 17.7 yards a catch. I mean, it wasn't like he wasn't a decoy when he was out there lining up at receiver. Four targets, 3 catches, 10 targets, 6 catches. I mean, 1 year in Dallas, 67 targets, 36 catches, 1 touchdown. He averaged 13 yards a catch. I mean, he's not Julio Jones. But wasn't nobody else doing that kind of damage on both sides of the ball, plus returning kicks and punts. And folks, that is why Deion Sanders was the best two-way professional athlete of all time. Don't at me, bitches, because I don't care. You asked my opinion, I gave it to you. Besides, it's 3 o'clock. We got to get to a break. I'm sure the chat is great. Who gives... Oh, my God, Jimmy John. You, sir. I hope you sit on attack with that bullshit. Tebow. Get the fuck out of here. All right, so it's time to get to a break. We're going to take about a 5-minute break. Get your tissues handy. I got a couple of Steve Hartman videos for you during the break. We're going to be back in 5 minutes. Still a lot more sports to talk about. We need to talk about this Watson. Deshaun Watson's manager or his agent has responded. We're going to talk about who's really responsible for the Patriot Way. Danny Amendola has came out and said who he thinks is. We need to talk about EA Sports college football game coming back. Plus, we got a lot more than that. All of that and more right after this 5-minute break. Don't go anywhere, please. Don't be a raggedy bitch and leave. Go grab a friend. Let's get this number to 80. We're at 67. Let's get to 80 with 100 likes. We can do it, fam. Let's go. Right after this break, it's Barry on deck. Stick around. Don't go anywhere.
You want to see what true friendship looks like? CBS's Steve Hartman takes us to Nashville for tonight's On the Road.
Every week, Andy Gullahorn goes for a walk. And every week, about 1.5 miles away, his friend Gabe Scott does the same thing at the same time. They walk toward each other, and when they meet, it's the weirdest thing. You see that? Clap, snap, high five. Then, often, they simply walk home. The whole exercise, their way of saying hi.
You realize people have telephones, and you can just call your buddy.
You're right, we should have been doing that this whole time. Yeah. And pick up the phone is great, but I've got a friend who literally will walk through the rain and the snow just to give me a high five. And I wish everybody could feel that feeling.
Andy and Gabe are musicians in Nashville. They met at a concert in 2000 and became friends. They got together on occasion, but not as often as they would have liked. So they invented this bit of silliness 7 years ago as a way of guaranteeing they see each other at least once a week.
So this is the high five journal.
Andy has a log of every encounter, including the one that was nearly their last.
It was high five number 312.
Gabe was hospitalized with a severe form of encephalitis. It caused his brain to swell and robbed him of his past.
I pretty much forgot my life.
Your whole life.
Yeah.
And that's when his buddy Andy, now a virtual stranger, came to visit.
Said, well, Gabe, this is going to sound really weird, but I need you to do something for me. Give me a high five. And he was like, okay.
When the moment happened, my body just did what it's been doing for years. Clap, snap, high five.
That was in September. Since then, a lot of his memories have returned, but few more cherished than this silly tradition, which doesn't seem quite so silly anymore.
It's really special to have a memory of something. To have something that's this consistent in my life, that means this much.
Andy even wrote a song about their ritual.
So take a walk with me on Monday morning.
It's a reminder that going out of your way for someone is still the straightest path to an everlasting friendship.
Knowing the small things matter. It's really no small thing.
Steve Hartman, CBS News, on the road.
That's something you never forget, a true friendship. You know, a smile doesn't cost a dime, but sometimes it brings a big reward. Here's Steve Hartman with tonight's On the Road.
A pizza delivery man got a much bigger piece of the pie this month when a customer here in Tipton, Indiana, tipped him way more than 15%.
You know, I couldn't believe it. It's almost like it's surreal.
Robert Peters has been delivering pizzas 31 years. Pizza Hut says he's one of their longest tenured delivery people, which Robert admits isn't something most folks aspire to.
There are people in my family that were, say, maybe you should consider something a little bit more financially stable, but it is my purpose in life, trying to make people happy. You know, when you're delivering to somebody, you may be the only face they even see all day.
It's good to see you again.
And it's that attitude,
Hey, how you doing?
combined with an almost obsessive devotion to customer service,
I always appreciate you, man.
that has earned Robert a real reputation in this town.
Thank you so much.
Tanner Langley is a regular. He says, God forbid you pay for a pizza, and Robert can't make exact change.
He'll drive 3 or 4 miles down the road in a blizzard just to bring you, 15 cents in change.
But you're tipping him anyway.
Yeah.
Why does 15 cents matter?
It's the moral of it. He didn't want to feel like you had to tip him because he didn't have the change.
After so many experiences like that, Tanner felt compelled to give Robert a tip commensurate with his job performance. So he reached out to the community and asked them to pitch in to buy Robert a new car. Robert's 93 Olds was an ancient. But in just 3 days, the good people of Tipton donated enough for this.
Oh, wow.
A shiny red Chevy Malibu, plus insurance and gas money, $19,000 total.
Tanner, how do you explain this?
That's what I'm saying. That is the type of impact that he has on people.
And that really makes me feel really, really good inside.
Here are your keys.
This week, we got a new president. But Robert proves the most important job in America, in fact, the only job that you know can make the world a better place, is yours.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. See you later.
Steve Hartman, CBS News, on the road.
That is the tip of a lifetime. We can tell you this is apparently the first car that Robert has ever had that was made in the 21st century. Remember, that's American kindness.
Hey, welcome back to hour number 2 of Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for sticking around through the break. Much appreciated. Hold on, let me close my door because I can hear the goddamn echo in the room. I got to do that. I got to open the door to cool this place off in here. It gets hot as shit. And then everyone makes fun of my sweaty underarms. And then I lose my shit. Thank you guys for those of you that did stick around through the break. We were at 67, now we're at 59. Some of you are traitorous, raggedy bitches that don't have the common decency to stick around. I mean, listen, I understand y'all got shit to do. Thanks for being here, though. Hour number 2, lots to talk about. We still got to get to Deshaun Watson's agent. We still got to talk about EA Sports College Football. I'm pumped for that. Yeah, they do suck. You're right. They do suck. Fuck them. But y'all hit that like button. Also, please subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to the broadcast. That'd be fantastic. The goal is 3,000. You know, foolishly, I had a goal of hitting 10,000 by the end of the year. At the rate I'm going, we probably won't hit 3,000. So if you have not subscribed yet, I would invite you to turn on notifications, but at this point, I don't even give a fuck about that. Just subscribe. You don't have to turn on notifications, man. I mean, it's great if you do, because then you find out when we do go live, but I tweet about it and all that, but just hit subscribe, man. No, we're not getting 10K subs. There's no fucking way, House. No way. It's just not going to happen. But if we did, then I could use this. But we're not there yet. So fuck it. Louise said maybe an hour number 2 chat needs to be implemented. No, you get one chat a week or one chat a day. That's it. That's it. No, we are not playing Warzone tonight, Tony. I'm glad you asked. According to the schedule on Twitch tonight, I'm playing Among Us. And I'm playing with a group of comedian friends. Now, these raggedy bitches are slowly dropping. I was supposed to have Chris Rogers join me. He can't make it. Trey Tutson can't make it. And John Westling can't make it. But I do have Sun Tran, myself, Kiki Maroon, and who else? I think that's everybody. It's, you know, shit happens and people bail on you. This is why you have to have a backup. So what we're going to do, we'll probably have, I'm going to reach out to a couple more comedians that I know that might want to play tonight and just see if anybody's down. If not, it'll be the 3 of us and we'll just get you guys in the chat to join us and play and we'll do it that way. Fuck it, right? But yeah, Among Us is tonight. No Call of Duty Warzone tonight. It's going to be Among Us. All right? Son is great, man. Son is fucking hilarious. He's like, I'm just going to let my daughter play for me and win. I'm like, that's John Westling's thing. Don't steal from him. D-Mata said, if I rob a bank wearing my Barry on Deck swag, I bet we'll hit 500K. Yeah, oh yeah, and you might get 5 to 10. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Tony said, what the hell is Among Us? It's an internet game. It's a game you play and you're on a spaceship and then it's a whole thing. It sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud. It's a bunch of cartoon weeble wobbles on a spaceship trying to blow up the spaceship while one guy tries to go around murdering people, and then you got to guess who the murderer is. It sounds fucking ridiculous. Say it about what's up. Better late than never. Yeah. I don't know if it's back this spring. I think they're a ways away. Let's go ahead and get to that, and then we'll get to the Deshaun Watson thing. But let's discuss the EA Sports comeback. So NCAA football is no more, as you guys know. That went away a very long time ago. However, EA Sports came out and said that they are planning to make another college football game. There was a whole big video on ESPN. You should go watch it. I'll try to find the link. And we got a super chat, bitches. Thank you, Christopher Jones. You can see that the Oliver thing is working. Much appreciated. He said, nope, not watching a bunch of people play video games yet. Well, you'll come around, Christopher Jones. You know what? You'd be surprised. It's actually a lot more fun than you think. It really is. It's a lot more fun than you think. Okay. Anyways, EA Sports is going to do another college football video game. Here's the thing, though. They're in talks they're using some sort of company, I think it's CLC, to try to license all of the FBS schools, traditions, uniforms, and playbooks. But, so far, over 100 teams are going to be in the game. The problem is, they're moving forward without rosters that include the names, images, or likeness of real college football players. Currently, the NCAA rules prohibit athletes from selling their NIL rights while in college. That's probably going to change in the coming years, so that's why they're starting to move forward. Basically, what EA is doing is betting and hedging that those rules go away, that players will be able to make money on their likeness, and then they'll be able to license these players and their likenesses in the game. Now, if that doesn't happen, they're going to have to figure out an alternative way to do this. I don't know if that's going to be possible because it's still going to be players that represent those schools. Unless they're just generic, all the same height, weight, and all that bullshit. And then it's going to be like, who gives a fuck, right? Like, you don't want to be Clemson and your quarterback is the same as fucking Fresno State's quarterback. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? But they are working on it. They're monitoring the situation with the NIL. They're hopeful that moves forward. But they're moving forward with everything else. And I'm willing to bet you that what EA Sports is hedging on is that this passes. So they've already licensed, they've already got playbooks, they're going to build all of that out. And it's probably going to be the Madden engine, which pisses me off. Because Madden sucks right now. Can we all be real? Madden is a shit show now. It's just awful. I've played like last year's or the year before's, and then the reviews for the new Madden have just been gross. And I hope they don't build this on that. Come up with a new engine. In fact, back in the day with EA Sports, College Football 98, 2000, all that shit, I used to play those because I liked those engines more than Madden. Oh my God, Matt Boucher, you are 100% right. I would literally, this is how much of an EA Sports College Football dork I was. I would spend hours recruiting. I would just sim a season so I could recruit. I loved it. That was my favorite part of the game is you try to get all these. And I would play some games, but literally I would end up winning 98-10 and bullshit like that. And that was a little too much. But recruiting was the very best part of the game, hands down. I had notebooks. That's how big of a dork I was. Is I would keep a spiral notebook where I would write names and the visits and go back and shit like that. What a dork. But I just loved it. That was fun to me. So I hope they do bring that back because that was a really dope ass part of the game was the recruiting part. And hopefully they don't ruin it. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing is they'll try to make it better and then fuck it up. We don't need that. Don't fuck this up, EA. We've been, a lot of us were college football video game fans of EA Sports for a very long time. Please don't fuck this up. Make it all jankety like fucking Madden. I'm not a Madden fan. I don't know why. I play it and I'm like, it seems kind of whack to me for some reason. Yeah, Hal said he used to create his own playbooks. I would do that some. I would create some playbooks. Really and truly, if I'm being honest though, this is what I would do. I would get a really fast quarterback. Decent arm, but super fast. And a really fast running back. And I would just fucking run the option. And oh my God, you can just fuck people up all day and night with that. Just fast. 98 speed. Get you a 98 speed quarterback and a 98 speed running back. Fucking run the triple option. Run the triple option. Also, halfback off tackle. That halfback off left tackle. And then I'd run the same pass play, which would be, I'd run a go route and then a post route with an in route on the opposite side. So I'd have the X and Y receivers. One would run a go route, one would run an in route, and the Z would run a post. And I just used to fuck shit up with that. Yes, halfback draw, all that shit, man. God, that was fun. Reverend just ran Hail Marys. Appropriate. Probably appropriate. So, good news, it's coming back. When the guy in the video said, yes, post corner was my fast play. The guy in the video said, don't expect it soon, but expect it. Well, it might be a year or so away. But again, fingers crossed they don't fuck this up. Because I remember reading when EA Sports, when the latest Madden came out and everybody was like, this isn't good. And then they were in scramble mode because it was so bad. And it was like you were playing for a Madden game that was the same as it was 3 years ago, save for some dumb bullshit about careers. What's up, BZH420? So that's the concern is I hope that they put some not just money, but creative juices behind this and maybe try to go old school with it. You know what I'm saying? Katie said, so what you're saying is we need to create NCAA football tournaments when it gets here. Oh, fuck yeah. I'm in on that. Madden? Nah, fam. NBA 2K? Keep it. Whack. But you give me some football, NCAA football? Hell yes. Total Dallas said best play was the running back wheel route. Now I will say, you're right. You get that fast running back, and you don't need a quarterback with a big arm. You run that wheel route with a dude with a running back with 98 speed. On and pop it. All right, let's keep rolling though. That's just good news if you're a big EA Sports fan. That is huge news, in fact. So that's exciting. All right, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Much appreciated on that. Now, we talked the other day. In fact, I remember a specific moment when you guys told me that I was crazy because I said we now know who was the better of the two between Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. One's in the Super Bowl, one's not even in the playoffs. And a lot of you were like, stupid. Like, bro, it's one season. And Belichick had Cam and, Tom had weapons, and that's great. Tom never had weapons in fucking New England, and it seemed like they were in the Super Bowl every year. But a lot of you called me crazy and that I was foolish. Admit it. Admit it you did. Say it, you raggedy bitch. Say it. Well, Danny Amendola has come out and said, yeah, the Patriot Way has nothing to do with Bill Belichick. This was the quote. When you see the quote Patriot Way dictionary, it's got Tom Brady's picture next to it. None of those coaches caught any passes. Tom Brady is the Patriot Way. That's why he's in the Super Bowl and the Patriots aren't. So I will pause for about 30 seconds and let those of you that called me crazy apologize. Nobody's apologized. I'll go back to the show. Nope. I'll go back to the show, and I am going to write down every name that said I was a lunatic for saying that. Every name that argued with me. Well, but this was cheating, blah, 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 blah. You've got a former Patriot that played in the system with both of them telling you the reason they were as good as they were is Tom Brady and not Bill Belichick. And I reminded you about Bill Belichick's career in Cleveland. Tom Brady was a low 6th-round draft pick that as soon as he got his chance to start, that was ball game. And never did they have a bad year unless he was hurt. Oh, now all of a sudden, nobody called me crazy now all of a sudden, huh? All of you were on board with me. Raggedy bitches. Katie said, I always call you crazy though, so I'm not. Gronk is the only reason Brady is great. Somebody give truck driver Pookie a 5-minute timeout. House? Luis Alea? Jeremy Benninger? I haven't seen Jeremy Benninger in here forever, by the way. Did he bail on us? Do I need to remove him as a moderator? Somebody give truck driver Pookie a 5-minute timeout for that ridiculous ass statement. Oh, D-Mata. Well, at least you're man enough to admit it. Thank you, D-Mata. I really appreciate you being man enough to admit it. Oh, you are here. Jeremy, where the fuck have you been? Have you? I guess I just don't see everybody. My bad, Jeremy. Sergio. I swear to God, I'm going to go back. I'm going to write down every name. And then I'm going to divide up the list between House, Luis, and Jeremy. And everybody's going to get a timeout. I'm not going to do that shit. I ain't got time. You lying sack of shit, Wallace. Oh my God. Tony said you are crazy. You own a cat. Cats are the best on the planet. Tony? I would expect a metrosexual like you to agree with that. Amos said, I think when they say the Patriot Way, he's talking about culture, not the system. No, he's exactly talking about the system. Like literally, let me screenshot the quote for you, buddy. That's exactly what he's talking about. Let's pull this up here. There it is. Like that's the quote. Like that's exactly what he's talking about. No, none of those coaches caught passes. He's talking about on the field, the way that they play. That the Patriot Way was Tom Brady. And and look, don't take it just as the way he played on the field. What this also means is that Tom Brady held his teammates accountable, held them to a higher standard and a higher level of excellence. When you practiced, you fucking practiced. You know what I mean? When you studied, you studied. Film session was film session. You don't fuck around, you learn, you do your job, you hold yourself accountable, you hold the man next to you accountable. Like all of that shit came from Tom Brady. That's his point. And then he went out and backed it up on the field and made the plays in the games when it mattered. So that's what he meant. Like right there, Amos. I mean, he clearly says it. Billy Keller said, McAfee and Ian Rappaport said the same shit, Barry. 3 people can't be wrong. What do you mean said the same shit? I think, let's see, where was it? Brady, here, let me get rid of this. Hold on. Take this off now. Brady had quite the flex last night. Said that doing interviews via Zoom was a little different than the 9 other media days he had been to. That is a nice flex. That's a very nice flex. I didn't just explain culture. I said, and then he went out and backed it up on the field. He held them accountable on the field too. Not culture. He held them accountable on the field. Go back and watch. Like watch games of Tom Brady and the way he treated his teammates, the way he would talk to the defense, the way he would, he was the coach on the field. Let's be real. It's not just about, it's all of it. That's the Patriot Way. It's on the field, it's off the field, and it all had to do with Tom Brady. Oh, gotcha. Look, there's to me, the proof is in the pudding. What was Bill Belichick coaching record before Tom Brady? And what has it been since? In fact, let's go look up Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick. Belichick. Chickadee chick. I can never spell that dude's name right. Anytime I have to make a slide with Bill Belichick, I have to go and figure out how to fucking spell it. His career with the Cleveland Browns. 91 to 95. Let's see if they have coaching records. No, fucking, of course they don't. Legends. What? Cleveland Brown legends. That's an oxymoron. Don't kill me, Jen. I love you. Coaches of note. I don't see records. I'm willing to bet you it wasn't great. I'm willing to bet you it wasn't a fantastic record. Hold on. Let me, because his career record, he's won 67, almost 68% of his games. That's pretty fucking stout. But let's go look on Pro Football Reference. There we go. Jim's like, you know I was about to snap. That's just jokes, Jen. It's just jokes. You can be the butt of a joke too. We're all the butt of the joke at some point. Me, House, Dandy Dan's an idiot. I don't even know what he said in the chat, but everybody's the butt of the joke at some point. Dandy Dan said, I'm 100% fine saying I am wrong and I just want to give it one more year. Okay. I respect that, Dandy Dan. I respect that. But Dandy Dan, here's going to be my argument if they go out and get a stud quarterback to replace Cam Newton. Let's say that they somehow swing a trade for Aaron Rodgers. You going to give credit to Belichick again when you have Aaron Rodgers leading that team? That's the thing. That's the thing. What did guys like Pat Riley or, here's a good example. Here's a really good example. Eric Spoelstra. You can say it was the big 3 in Miami, but look what Eric Spoelstra is doing without LeBron James and the big 3 that he had, Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. Look what he's done with his teams outside of that. Eric Spoelstra was just as much of a reason why they won those championships as having the greatest player on the planet. So that's the point that I'm making. Rev said, if they get Deshaun Watson, I quit football. No shit. All right, here's his track record as a Cleveland Brown head coach. By the way, his fucking Patriots season, first year, 5-11. Second year, Super Bowl champs. Win 11-5 with Tom Brady. Then 9-7, 14-2, 14-2, 10-6, 12-4, 16-0, 11-5, 10-6, 14-2, 13-3. I mean, Jesus, it's disgusting. The man never had double-digit losses his entire time in New England except the first year. The first year when he started Drew Bledsoe. The first year. But in Cleveland, 6-10, 7-9, 7-9, 11-5, 5-11. That's his coaching career in Cleveland. And then the man never had double-digit losses after his first year in New England when Tom Brady was his full-time quarterback. And they made it and won what? 6 Super Bowl champions, 3 AFC championships. 9 times they got to the AFC championship. Six times they won that and went on to win the Super Bowl. And guess who was his starting quarterback the year after they sucked and went 5-11? So, not great in Cleveland. Not great the first year that it was Drew Bledsoe and not Tom Brady. And then Tom Brady shows up. And all of a sudden, Bill Belichick is a genius. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. He still is one of the best. Look, there are plenty of people that waste talent. Look at Houston. There are plenty of people that waste talent. But the fact of the matter is, when you have the greatest football quarterback in the history of football, you're going to look pretty good. And yes, don't at me, bitches. Tom Brady is the GOAT. The greatest quarterback to ever play the position. Period. The greatest. And I'm not even a fucking Patriots fan. I don't even like Tom Brady. I like him more now that he's a Buck than he was a Patriot. But I still think some of the shit he does in his personal life is sus as fuck. I still don't think he's a great dude. But he is the GOAT. You cannot deny that. He is the GOAT. Yep. Phil Jackson. Another guy that, Phil Jackson, greatest of all time. Really? Because he had Jordan, he had Kobe, he had Shaq. If he wasn't the greatest of all time, he'd be the fucking worst of all time if you couldn't win having those guys on your rosters. But look what happened when he got to the Knicks and tried to run shit. Awful. Awful. Don't get me wrong. Triangle offense is really good. And I'm sure the Patriots, defensively, Bill Belichick is a mastermind. He's a genius. But he sure did benefit from having Tom Brady as his quarterback and the leader of that team. Danny Dan said, you don't see teams winning it all without a stud QB unless they have the number 1 defense of the year. It's rare that it happens. And Total Dallas said he's the greatest of this era, but you can't put him over Montana. Fuck yeah, you can. Yes, you absolutely can. Don't make me pull up their numbers. Joe Montana. Tom fucking Brady. Tom Brady. Let's see here. Jesus, it's not even fucking close. It's not even close. Dandy Dan's on crack, you guys. Dandy Dan is smoking a bowl every day before Barry on Deck. Let me just scroll up here. Let me zoom out. Hold on. Slide this down. Come on, you raggedy bitch. Slide down. I'm just going to have to zoom out, I guess. Because I want you to be able to see the accolades. So there's the accolades. Obviously, Hall of Fame. Joe Montana. 8-time Pro Bowl, 3-time All-Pro, 4-time Super Bowl champ, 2-time MVP. Let's switch on over to Tommy Thomas, see what his says. Obviously, he can't be a Hall of Famer yet. 14-time Pro Bowl, 3-time All-Pro, 6-time Super Bowl champ, 3-time MVP. What? He's better in every measure of career statistics. He's played in 301 games. Montana played in 192. Montana had 273 touchdowns. Tom Brady has 581. I mean, fantasy points is a stupid fucking... Completion percentage. Joe Montana, 63.2. 64%. What do you mean you didn't say that? Oh, it was Total Dallas. Well, Total Dallas, you're a fucking idiot. I swear it was Dandy Dan. Was it Total Dallas? My bad, Dandy Dan. You're not an idiot. Total Dallas is. What a dumb fuck. Yeah, that was Total Dallas. That's my bad. There we go. Put that up. There we go. I stand corrected. I apologize, Dandy Dan. All of that hate, please direct it at Total Dallas, the biggest dumb fuck in the chat right now. You fucking goofball. How dare you, with a straight face, type the words that Joe Montana is better than Tom Brady? This is not up for discussion. Total Dallas, I want you to stick your thumb in the air and then sit on it. You big dumb dummy. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. It's not up for discussion. There's some other greats. Yes. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. We've seen some in this era, and you got Peyton Manning, and you got Drew Brees, and you got all that. But show me one that's got those kind of accolades. 14-time Pro Bowl, 3-time All-Pro, 6-time Super Bowl, 3-time MVP. Played in what? Fuck, how many seasons? Shh, I'm working here, stomach. It's loud as fuck. I mean, Total Dallas, I love you. You're a nice guy. But that's the stupidest fucking take of all time. Brady passes to running backs. Montana handed the ball off. Man, if you don't sit down and shut the fuck up. I didn't even mention yards. You're talking about yards. I'm talking about fucking touchdowns. And Montana had arguably the greatest receiver of all time in Jerry Rice. Tom Brady never had a fucking Jerry Rice, and he never had a fucking stud running back. Dare I say, I mean, Roger Craig might have been a better running back than any running back the Patriots have ever had. Your argument is absolute garbage. It's trash. It's shit. I don't have gas. I haven't eaten in almost 24 fucking hours. That's what it is. Robert, I swear to God. Are you trying to make me lose it? Ryan Leaf. Yeah. Greatest locker room meltdown in history. Maybe Ryan Leaf. Man, would you shut up? Amos said, people like to use the same thing against Brady as they do LeBron and say he lost championships and Montana hasn't. That's so fucking stupid. That is so stupid. You got to get there to lose them. You got to get there to lose them. I mean, let's think about how many times Tom Brady has been to a Super Bowl. He's been there 9 times. He's won 6 of them. How many times did Joe Montana get to the Super Bowl? 4 times, and he won 4 of them? Whoop-de-fucking-do. Brady's almost lost as many Super Bowls as Montana's won. That says something. That says a whole lot. And in fact, it's actually, 10 now? Because he's in his 10th Super Bowl? Come on, fam. I mean, he might lose this Super Bowl, but come on, fam. Hello, Sid. I mean, that's a stupid argument, Amos. I'm with you. It's the dumbest argument ever. You're going to penalize a guy for getting to 10 Super Bowls and only winning 6 or 7? Shut the fuck up if that's your argument. Like, what kind of weird-ass rationale is that? Oh, you got to be perfect in the Super Bowl to be the GOAT. Really? Because people that have only made 1 Super Bowl and won it, that makes them better than Tom Brady because they have a higher winning percentage than him? He's been to 10 fucking Super Bowls. Sandoval said it's a different time. Defenses was way better. No, they weren't as prolific of a passing game. And yeah, the rules on quarterbacks were different. Well, you're going to penalize Tom Brady for playing in an era where scoring is up? I don't know about that, Rev. There are some arguments to be made that in that era, the Ronnie Lotts and the Dion's or whoever's of the world, I mean, some pretty stud ass defenders back in the day. Now the rules were different. I would agree with that. But you guys are going to tell me you don't think Tom Brady could outperform Joe Montana in the same era? Come on, fam. You ain't watching football. What are you watching? Even last week, as bad as his game was, look at the performance Tom Brady still had. He's still got zip on the ball. He's 119 years old. He was around playing football before there was a Super Bowl. He played in a leather helmet with no masks. Face masks, whatever. That's true. D linemen weren't running 4.5s. D mod is on crack. LT. Okay. Aaron Donald. For every name you can name then and now, I mean, yeah, like but I'm saying, Sandoval, you're right. But I'm saying the eras of defenses are kind of the same. There were prolific pass rushers back then. And let's be real. And Rev, to your point about D linemen weren't running 4.5s, there also weren't linebackers that back in the day who were just vicious. And you would think with the way the linebackers stopped the run back in the day that it would make for a better passing game, but apparently it did. But when you think of the Mean Joe Greens of the world and the Dick Buck, I mean, like, there's no name a Dick Butkus of this era. Name a Mean Joe Green. They're all on the D line. They're the J.J. Watts and the Aaron Donalds and that, and I'll give you that. But those existed too. LT and some of the other pass rushers. So again, my point is I'm defending both sides because my point is that the defenses are pretty much the same. Now, if you want to argue rules have changed, I'm totally with you on that. I'm totally with you on that, chat. The rules are very different now. Pass interference rules are different. And I would even say cornerbacks that succeed now are better than back in the day because you don't get away with as much that you did back in the day. Ronnie Lott as a safety could murder a motherfucker coming over the middle and no one gave a fuck. You gotta hit, you gotta tackle different. So just like there's, the offenses are benefiting from that, but I still say the talent on defense on both sides is just as good as it was. The difference is there is rules in place, but it's just like the NBA. It's just like the NBA. Could you imagine Jordan playing in this era? That's what people say about why LeBron's not the greatest. Oh, you can't hand check LeBron. Do you think that still makes him not in the conversation for the greatest basketball player of all time? Have you watched LeBron James play basketball? So that's the same argument as the rules are different, which you can't do nothing about that. But I'm willing to bet my money LeBron would do just as well as Jordan did in the Jordan era, just like Jordan would do just as well as LeBron does in the LeBron era. And I would say the same thing about Tom Brady in the Joe Montana era. Preach, Rev. See what I did? Because, all right, I'll fuck off. All right, I'm done talking about that. We've argued enough about all these football players, about all these millionaires making a lot more money than us. And the fact is I won all the arguments. All right. Clay Matthews, Brian Urlacher, Ray Lewis. Yeah. Steve Atwater. Welcome back, P. Jones. What'd I miss? A whole goddamn show. And if you didn't thumbs up this bitch, P. Jones, you're in timeout. Hey, Jen, your buddy wanted to know if my phone could float Friday. I don't even know what that means. I'm just responding to random shit in the chat. Barry wins. I mean, it makes me feel better. I know it's not true, but it does make me feel better. I think that, one more thing. We got to talk about this real quick because Deshaun Watson's agent, some dude named Dan Cilio. Oh, you're so Cilio, whatever. Danny Dan over here said he got some info from Deshaun Watson's agent, David Mulgetty, and said Deshaun Watson's agent has informed the Houston Texans he will not be reporting to any offseason team activities if allowed. He's out. Then David Mulgetty responded, on behalf of #David Mulgetty, who I speak to often, I can confirm this information is made up. Like much of the other, quote, breaking news I've heard attributed to, quote, sources close to Watson. So what can we learn from this? What does this say about the situation with Deshaun Watson? Well, I think more than anything, what it says is nobody fucking knows except Deshaun Watson and his agent and maybe one more person, maybe Nick Caserio. Maybe they're the only ones that know. Maybe David Culley now knows. Shut up. Sorry, my stomach. But the rest of this is all speculation and rumor and he said, she said, and all that bullshit that we get from the media and the Ian Rappaports of the world and Adam Schefters and all these guys, which a lot of right, but a lot of times they're wrong too. Now, if you get any breaking news from Chris Broussard, assume it's not real, not true. But the point is, look, and Rev said Watson took Texans off his social media. There's only one reason to do that. He wants out. Sure, you could look into that. You could absolutely look into that. And you could also look into this as him seeing this through, playing it out. I think what we don't know is, because I'll say this. I have sources close to Deshaun Watson, just like everybody else does. And I can tell you that those sources say that this was overblown in the beginning. Now, whether it's overblown now or not, I don't know. But I can tell you that my sources tell me that he's at home watching ESPN, and when this shit pops up, he's like, the fuck? What are they talking about? So you tell me. What? Wait, what? What? Is that true? I saw somebody else post that. Is that true? Do we have a reason? Hold on. Breaking news. I don't have a fucking breaking news. Bomb! Jeff Bezos killed, what's that dude's name? The fucking child molester tracker? David Epstein? Is that true? Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos? Is it Bezos or Bezos? Jeff Bezos to step down as Amazon. Here, let me share it. Breaking news right here. You heard it 13th on Barry on Deck. Jeff Bezos. Damn, would you shut up, stomach? I need a steak and some fucking bacon and eggs so bad. Jeff Bezos to step down as Amazon CEO and Andy Jassy to take over in Q3. Will replace him in the third quarter. Bezos will transition to executive chair of the Amazon board. Bezos said he will stay engaged in important Amazon projects, but will also have more time to focus on the Bezos Earth Fund, his Blue Origin spaceship company, the Washington Post, and the Amazon Day One Fund. Did y'all hear my stomach right there? I'm going to try to get it next time. Oh, here it goes. Oh, hold on. Shush. Shush, shush, shush. Let's not do it now. Shush, shush, shush. Harsh, harsh, harsh. Nope, it's not fucking doing it. Of course. Oh, that sounded nasty. It's like every time I try to get it to do it, it doesn't want to play nice. Because it's a raggedy bitch of a stomach. I'm trying to read what else this says here. I'm excited to announce that this Q3, I'll transition to executive CEO of chairman. And I thought the big news was that Westling was doing food of ages. Well, apparently, Amazon's trying to one-up us. Raggedy hose. I wonder what the real reason is. Because you guys, do you believe that it's just so he can focus on philanthropy? I just don't know if that's the case. I'm shushing my stomach, Total Dallas. I haven't eaten since 7 p.m. Sunday evening. I'm fasting. Good thing he paid for your broken sprinkler head before stepping down. Fuck them. Raggedy bitches running through my yard. So he whole letter, I'm not going to read all that, yada, yada, yada. You know, the crazy thing is, I was thinking about this. I was telling Nora about it the other day. It's crazy. P. Jones said, what the, you ain't ate since how long? I'm fasting. I'm trying to fast to kickstart my diet, P. Jones. The last meal I had was at 7 o'clock on Sunday. And according to Jen, as soon as I get into ketosis, I can eat again. I may not give a fuck about ketosis. I might just eat again at 7 o'clock. So that'll be a 48-hour fast. Some people say, and a couple others were saying that you got to fast for 48 to 72 hours. I don't know if I'm going to make it 72. Although I will say this. I'm having hunger pangs, but it's not that bad, actually. And Jen was right. She was like, look, it's not that big of a deal. I will say what helped me is that I ate a huge fucking meal for a succulent Chinese meal. Oh, yes. I see you know your judo well. I had a succulent Chinese dinner Sunday night. Like a big old fucking dinner. Like I was full for 12 hours. So that helped a little bit. I'm not eating Taco Bell. I'm not eating for, no. Jesus fasted for 2,880 hours. Okay. I think Gandhi beat that. It is a long time without food, but Matt, it's actually not that difficult. The only thing that I've had where I cheated is I had coffee, but the sugar that I used, I feel like you guys can hear this, but the sugar that I used is one of those substitutes. There's no calories or carbs in it. And I put that in my coffee, no cream or anything like that. Yeah, I'm fasting. Alex said I can go 16 to 20 hours. Well, that's just called intermittent fasting, Alex. That's pretty good. Wow. Rev, why are you yelling fuck Gandhi? Jesus, man. Total Dallas, thank you for the $5 super chat, buddy. Now on the tote board right there, Total Dallas, $5 latest super chat. Total Dallas said, shout out to Sydney, Teagle, and Walt for their kind donation of school supplies to my school, Cypress Ridge High School. That is fucking badass. That is fucking badass. I dig it. And you know what? I expect nothing less from those two. Two of the kindest, sweetest, most generous people you will meet. And Walt, Sydney, thank you for being good citizens. You guys are the best. That's so badass. Right? I want to know why House is yelling fuck Gandhi. What the hell? That's so crazy. All right. Damn, it's already 3:51. We did all sports today. All sports all the time. Sports radio. Yeah. That's funny. I don't know. Oh, I remember what I was going to tell you guys. I remember, so look, I've always been honest with you guys, and I'll tell you that there are a lot of ups and downs in doing what I do now as a fledgling YouTube fuckface. There are days when I'm super excited, and there are days when I'm super down in the dumps. And I think that's most people, that's life, right? I know you guys take a lot of what I say and do more serious than even I do on this show, because I'll have people messaging me be like, hey, were you really mad? I'm like, no, that's just the show. That's just what we do. Even in the chat, some people are like, why do you get so upset? It's like, bro, if I just sat here and was a lame fuck and never got real angry and real happy and all that shit, it would be a boring fucking show. So I give you 100% of all emotions to make this show better. But I will be honest with you and say, there are times and moments when I'm like, man, is this going to work? Is this what I'm going to be doing forever? Like, because adding 1 subscriber a day or averaging 30 subscribers a month is just, that's not sustainable. That's not something where you're like, cool. But I know that I haven't even been doing this a year. And I know a lot of people talk about, it took them, look at Chinadu. What did he say? 11 years on YouTube? And when I tell Nora that, she's like, oh, Jesus, I can't do this 11 years with you walking around broke as fuck, not doing anything. So that's why I'm hoping like the BiffNet thing takes off and some of this starts to work and we can generate some revenue and have some fun and put some money in people's pockets and build a thing. See, Tony, if you were smart, you would have put chins up, Barry, but you're not smart. You're a fucking idiot. When you turn 300, you'll be looking at yachts. I'm not trying to get you guys to fucking feel sorry for me. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm telling you what I feel. I'm not sad. I'm not depressed. I'm just there's days when I go, what am I doing? Should I just go back to IT? Should I just say, fuck this? I have those days. I think a lot of us do. But isn't it amazing? And this is why I brought all this up. Because I see the story of Jeff Bezos and how he started from an idea of just selling books. Just a dude selling books on the internet. Just like Gary Vee was just a guy selling wine and he decided to do it on the internet. And Jeff Bezos drove across country. His wife drove, as a matter of fact. He sat in the backseat of his car writing the business plan for Amazon. And I know you've all seen the picture, right? You've all seen the picture of his first I think you've all seen this picture. If you haven't, I want to show you. Because like this is legitimately, hold on. This is crazy, man. This is Jeff Bezos when Amazon started. Look at that. So when I see stuff like this, right? Which, by the way, poor cable management, just awful. But this was Amazon when it started. And this is the guy that drove across country in the backseat of a car writing a business plan while his wife drove to go and get some capital to grow Amazon. And Amazon, when it started, just sitting on the corner doing books. But when it started, that's what it was. So it's pretty amazing when you think about that. It is the biggest corporation in America. He's the richest man in the world. This guy, that guy right there, that guy that looks like he might be on a couple of watch lists for things he may or may not have done to certain groups of ages of people. I'm not saying he touched kids. I'm just saying that's what it looks like he might be accused of. Look at the desk. The desk is literally made out of 4x4s and a fucking plywood top. That's Amazon. He's desking on a plywood top. It's ridiculous. Oh, Mimi, you're the best. Thank you, Mimi. Mimi said, I just want to see your cute face again. You're the best, Mimi. It's hidden by all the fat. I wonder why it didn't go off. That's weird. But that's what gives me hope. That's why I'm like, all right, Barry, just grind it out. Keep going. Do what you do, fam. You got this. You just got to keep going. That's the origin story for Amazon, though. And now the dude steps down as the richest man in the world. Not bad, folks. Not bad. Mimi, thank you for the super chat, sweetie. You are the best. I appreciate you. It's time to bounce up out this bitch. I hope apparently it was choppy yesterday. Amos said all the successful YouTube fuckfaces I follow post more than you. Pump out more clips, buddy. I do need to do that. I need to take what I do on this show and chop them up. And I've been swearing to do that for years. Oh, it just cut out again. You're right, though, Amos. You are definitely right. Was the show choppy again today, by the way, chat? I'm curious. Agree, right? I don't know why it gets to this song and gets choppy. It's so weird. Okay. Thank you, Amos. Oh, what the hell was that? It's always at the end. I got to figure out why that is. I'll recreate this. Anyways. One tech problem at a time. That's the motto of this show. Hey, thank you guys for hanging out with me on a Tuesday. I appreciate it. so much. Until tomorrow, it's Whisker Wednesday. Let's adopt a cute cat and dog, shall we? Until then, you guys know the drill. Be safe. Be kind. And most importantly, love each other. Like I love you guys. Thank you one and all for being here every day, grinding it out with me as we try to grow this thing. I will see you all tomorrow. Daddy's making a YouTube video!